Hello everyone, welcome to next video of Mastery in Commerce. I am Geeta here. Happy Lodi and Makar Sankranti to everyone. I hope my previous videos have helped you to understand the basic concepts of journal entries and the accounting equation unsolved questions which are given at the end of the chapter. Last time I did one illustration of journal entry. Today we will be continuing with the unsolved questions given in your book of accounting equation. So please open your book on page number 90, question number 6. Question number 6 on page number 90. This is again the question of accounting equation, and there are again certain twists in the question. I requested you all to do as many questions as possible so that each question has some new concept and you don't get confused, and luckily any one of them is going to come in exam, because in exam they try to pile up all the different things in one question and give you as a challenge, right? So let us see. Let us start first of all with the, I'm not writing the title at the top because then lots of space goes in that. So let us write the accounting equation. Assets is equal to liabilities plus capital. So the first point given to you, it is question number 6 on page 90. Again I am repeating. Udit started business with cash 5 lakh and goods 1 lakh. So we keep a different head for both of them. Cash is 5 lakh and goods is 1 lakh. So this is the total capital brought by Udit. It is 6 lakh. I am not writing the total for the first one. It is 6 lakh for the both of the sides. We know it. This is our A part. Now B. Purchase building for cash 2 lakh. So building is purchase means out of cash it is used. 5 lakh minus 2 lakh. So it comes to 3 lakh. Goods remain the same plus building. I am writing the in short only because all the details are not required. You should only be clear with what heads you are using. 2 lakh. And this side remains the same because we have used cash to purchase building. So the total again comes to 6 lakh. Now we move to the next one. Purchase goods from Himani for 50,000. It means Himani is our creditor. We have not paid money to Himani and we have purchased goods. So it will be added in goods. Goods, cash is not touched. It is for 50,000. So we have goods of 1,50,000 now with us. Building remains the same. Over here, now what is included? Creditor. Creditor is for 50,000 plus 6 lakh. So now both the sides, the balance becomes 6 lakh 50,000. Now next, the D part. Sold goods to Ashu cost 25,000 for 36,000. It means goods of cost of rupees 25,000 was sold for 36,000. So we made a profit of 11,000, right? So Ashu's name is mentioned. It means we have increased our debtor, right? We will get the money from Ashu later. So cash is 3 lakh. Now goods we have sold. So 1,50,000 minus what was the cost of the goods? 25,000. Right? So it comes to 1,25,000 because goods of 25,000 are sold. Building is not touched, and now we have got the debtor of 36,000, right? Because we have sold for 36,000. Now what will happen to the profit? We have done in the previous questions also. Creditor again remains the same. So capital will be 6 lakh plus, what is the difference between these two amounts? 36 minus 25,000, 11,000. So 11,000 is the profit which I have got after selling the goods. So it becomes 6 lakh 11,000. So what all amounts we have? Cash is 3 lakh, goods are of 1,25,000, then building is of 2 lakh, then we have debtor of 36,000, then we have creditor of 50,000 and capital of 6 lakh 11,000. So the total comes to 6 lakh 61,000, both the sides. Right? Now we come to the another transaction. E part, paid insurance premium. So whenever insurance premium is paid, it is paid for the future purpose. You all know the purpose of doing the insurance. Insurance we do why? Because we are making it as a lifetime process, right? So what we will do when insurance is paid, it is paid out of cash. So we are going to deduct it from cash and capital, right? So cash 3 lakh minus insurance premium is of 3,000. So we are going to deduct 3,000 from it and we are going to get 2,97,000. Goods remain the same. Building remains the same. Please keep on doing the question along with me so that any point which is not clear to do, you will go back and do it again. Creditor remains the same. And from capital, we are going to deduct 3,000. So capital was 6,11,000 minus 3,000. Right? 6,11,000 minus 3,000 makes it 6,10,000. 6,08,000, sorry. So let us again check the total of both the sides. 2,97,000 plus 1,25,000 plus 2 lakh plus 36,000. It comes to 6,58,000. This side also comes to 6,58,000. Till now our accounting question is going very well. Everything is complete. There is no mistake. Now we move on to the next part, our F part. There are certain differences in all the question. Please don't get confused with what is being told in the previous question and what is being done in this question. There is the same method which we are following everywhere. Now the F part says rent outstanding. Rent outstanding means there is still rent to be paid, which we have to consider that we have to pay it. So what we will do, it will be created as a separate head in liabilities and it will be subtracted from capital. So cash remains the same, 2,97,000 plus goods 1,25,000 plus building is 2 lakh plus debtor is also 36,000 is equal to creditor we have 50,000 plus outstanding rent. So this is another head which we will open over here. Outstanding rent of 5,000, right? And from capital it will be deducted. Capital is 6,08,000 minus 5,000. So the logic I hope everyone has understood. We are taking it as a future expense which we have to do. It is outstanding means we have not paid yet. So we will be deducting it from capital. So it comes to 6,03,000. Now the total of both sides come to 6,58,000. It remains the same as only in one place we have added, other place we have subtracted. Right? Now we move on to the G part. The G part says depreciation on building means we have to subtract. Depreciation means what? There is wear and tear in the fixed asset. Whenever we have any fixed asset with us, we know the value of that asset keeps on decreasing each day we are using it, right? For simple example, you see, if I buy a table of 5,000, if I go next day to sell it in the market, it is not going to be sold for 5,000, right? You know, everyone will say reduce the price because you have used it for one day, right? Same logic applies. That deduction in price of the asset is called depreciation. Okay, so now they are telling depreciation on building. You know, building we have for 2 lakh. So now this will be affected. So depreciation on building is not going to affect the cash. It is going to affect the capital. Okay, so 297,000 plus goods 1,25,000 plus now building is going to be affected. So 2 lakh minus depreciation is for 8,000, right? So the amount comes to 1,92,000. Debtor is not touched. Creditor remains the same. Outstanding rent remains the same. Now from capital we are going to deduct 603,000 minus 8,000. So 603,000 minus 8,000 comes to 5,95,000. Right? So the total of both the sides come to 6,50,000. Keep on checking the total of LHS and RHS. It should remain the same after each transaction. Now we come to the H point. H point says cash withdrawn for personal use. Whenever cash is withdrawn for personal use, we have to deduct it from cash and we have to deduct it from capital. And what is that head called? It is called as drawings. Okay. So cash is 2,97,000. So 2,97,000 minus withdrawn for personal use 20,000. When you subtract 20,000 from 2,97,000, it comes to 2,77,000. Then goods are for 1,25,000. Building 1,92,000. Debtor 36,000. Creditor 50,000. Outstanding rent 5,000. Now from capital we are going to subtract the drawings 20,000. So 5,95,000 minus 20,000. So 5,95,000 minus 20,000 comes to 5,00,000. 75,000. Right? So again check the total of LHS and RHS. It comes to 6,30,000. I hope till here the question is clear to everyone. I am not hurrying up. Anyways, you have the option of increasing the speed or decreasing the speed with YouTube. It is quite convenient to study. So moving on further, we go to the next part of the question. Till here, please check your total should come equal of LHS and RHS. Now next we have the I part of the question. Rent received in advance 5,000. So whenever we are receiving rent in advance, it should be added to cash and it should be written as liability. Why it should be written as liability? Because we have received something for next year and it will be used as an expense, right? So when we are receiving it, so with cash 2,77,000 plus rent received in advances of 5,000. So 2,77,000 plus 5,000 comes 2,82,000. Yes. And goods 1,25,000. Building 1,92,000. Debtor 36,000. Right? Then creditor 50,000. Outstanding rent 5,000 plus this is account in advance, right? So we have received something in advance. It is a gain of 5,000 and capital remains the same. So one new head opens whenever we are receiving something in advance. If we are paying something in advance, then it comes in the asset side and we write it as prepaid. Okay, don't get confused receiving in advance and paying in advance. So it comes to 6,35,000 is equal to 6,35,000. Now we go on to the next part, the J part. Cash paid to Himani on account 20,000. Himani is our creditor, right? So 20,000 is paid to Himani out of cash. So cash will get deducted. 2,82,000 minus 20,000. So we have deducted it. So it comes to 2,62,000. Other things remain the same. In accounting equation, I feel it is always so difficult to keep on writing everything again and again, but we have to write. Don't be lazy to write, please. Because after every transaction, your marks will be seen. Your marks will be seen by the teacher that whether you have written everything properly or not. So out of 50,000, we have paid 20,000. So we are left with a creditor of amount 30,000. 5,000 account in advance, that is 5,000 plus capital 5,75,000, right? So now the total of both the sides come to 6,15,000. Right? So this is how our total is still going on. Please check in your calculator that every amount should be neatly and clearly written and the total of LHS and RHS should be equal. Now we are left with one more part of the question. We will quickly see it and the question will be done. And we can also check whatever heads we have created, are they matching with the ones given in the answer in your book, right? So now the next part, the last part comes. Cash received from Ashu. Ashu is our debtor, right? So we have received cash. So it means we have received 30,000. So over here with cash, it was 2,62,000 plus how much I have received? 30,000. Right? So 2,62,000 plus 30,000 comes to 2,92,000. Other things remain the same. Goods are of 1,25,000. Then building also remains the same, 1,92,000. Now debtor we have to change because we have received money. So debtor is 36,000 minus how much he has paid us? 30,000. So 6,000 are only left with the debtor, right? Now over here everything remains the same. Our creditor is now 30,000. Outstanding rent is 5,000. Account in advance, the rent which we received in advance, right? So that is advance thing which is lying with us, 5,000. Capital is anyways written at the top. I am not writing again. So it comes to 5,75,000, right? So these are again all the amounts you should check in your book. Also please see, cash is written 2,92,000, goods are written 1,25,000, building is written 1,92,000, debtors are written as 6,000, and the total comes to 6,15,000. Let us check the liability side also. Creditors 30,000, outstanding rent 5,000, account in advance 5,000, and capital 5,75,000. So this side also comes to 6,15,000. Like this, I am helping you in solving all the unsolved questions, but that doesn't mean you don't try on your own. I request you to first please try solving them on your own, and you find any difficulty, then you see that which point you have made wrong, or along with me keep on solving. This is going to make you perfect in understanding the accounting equations. That's all for today's video. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe it. The more likes I get, the more motivation I get to bring up more videos which are more informative. So bye for today.